Hello, and welcome back to Spot Hidden. It's been some time, we know, but of course, we are back. And of course, I'm not alone, but I'm here tonight with Price and Matt. Welcome back, gentlemen.
It's a good day to be Price. Yes.
Good day to be
Very good. I see that we're working on our character dialect, which is great.
We are.
Roll.
Piece by piece. I think I'm gonna go with you know what? You're gonna describe the setting, and I'll give you my character voice after. How about that?
That's perfectly fine. Yes, but before we even dive right into any of that, how's everybody been doing? I know it's been a while since the last time you've seen me, and the last time we've really seen any of you. Matt, I know you held a one-shot of your game on here a few weeks back. How did that go? Did that go well?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
It ended right on time. It was a one-shot. That was one episode and no more. And both were within 2.5 hours.
Crazy.
That's a lucky thing to do for it to
Not
end
4.5.
on time. You know,
Yeah.
as the writer of the story, it is hard sometimes to keep everybody, on the right path, because some people may want to go and look in something that you didn't think they would want to go look into.
Right. Well, when you're playing with a bunch of nope, not saying that at the top. So,
Again, we're
back.
Spot Hidden, and
We
everything
are.
we do here we take very, very, very seriously.
no jokes here.
The SH in Spot Hidden actually stands for Serious Hombres. So
That's right. We're like the
That's
Three
us.
Amigos, just not a comedy. It's more
We
of
take the
a...
Spanish language seriously. We all are not familiar with it.
yeah,
right.
that's because we take it so seriously. We would never.
Exactly.
I took Spanish in 7th grade. That was the last time, so...
Yeah,
I take that.
that sounds about
seriously.
right for me. 8th grade. 8th grade was the last time I took Spanish.
Excellent. So,
Queso.
I'm Hudson Hubbard, the keeper of the Arcane
Good to meet
lore
you.
tonight. Below me to my right,
Wow, okay, take me to dinner first.
Matt, who are you? And just give us your character's name, if you would, because it is kind of hard to pronounce.
Right, just the name, Samuel Gascoigne. That's it, Samuel Gascoigne. As far as I understand, that's how he chooses to pronounce it. So if you find it something different, well, I take it very seriously that you are wrong. So no, it's my name is Matt Stephenson, Spy Hidden. Good to be here. Thanks for having me, Huddy. It's good to be doing something.
No, thank you for
having a
joining
good
me
time.
tonight.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. And last but not least, Price, tell us who you are and who you will be playing.
Life finds a way, and tonight I'm playing Geoffrey Irons. Just did a complete 180 on the voice, but he's doing the gruff voice. I'll do the high pitched voice, and distantly related to famous Oscar-winning actor Jeremy Irons, maybe if he lives.
I was wondering that. I saw Geoffrey
doesn't, then
Irons,
he's
and I
not
was
related.
immediately thinking, is this a
Right.
Jeremy Irons character?
I definitely, I don't think it's gonna be anything like a Jeremy Irons character, but it's. I was thinking of a last name, and I was like, what about that guy? What about Alfred? What about New Alfred? But not Andy Serkis New Alfred, but New Alfred before that.
Yes, I know what
And
you're
also
talking
from
about.
Sound of Music and many other acclaimed films. Jeremy
Yes.
Irons. Irons is a good last name. That was pretty much, yeah, that was the process.
Jeremy Irons
That
was in
really-
Sound of Music?
Yeah, he's I'm pretty sure he is. Isn't he the Count? I'm gonna look at that
Oh,
up.
no.
No.
That's, oh, gosh.
What am I thinking of? Was it not him?
No.
I'm
No, that's, that is... Oh, good grief. I can spend all night trying to think of that guy's name.
It's Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music. I know that.
Yes. Because if Jeremy Irons was Captain Von Trapp, he would be a lot older.
Yeah, no, you're
these
right.
days.
I'm
I know who
getting
you're
him
talking
mixed
about,
up with-
though. It's I believe he's a German actor, or has a German name. But while you're looking that
George
up,
Von Trapp. No, I'm just gonna look up Sound of Music. Could it? He is Scar in The Lion King. I do know that. Jeremy Irons.
yes,
is
Jeremy
Scar in The
Irons
Lion
is Scar. He also plays in Kingdom of Heaven, which is done by Ridley Scott, which I have to say I am very excited for the Napoleonic movie, Napoleon, being played by Joaquin Phoenix, which is coming out this fall. But, okay, alright, I digress. We are getting sidetracked already, only about 5 minutes in, or at least 12 minutes in. Who is it? Christopher Plummer?
Christopher Plummer.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought it was Jeremy Irons, but he's in some musical that isn't The Lion King. I know that. I just cannot tell you what it is.
We'll figure it out at some point.
Chicago.
It probably is Chicago.
Probably Chicago.
But if we have nothing else to say about Jeremy Irons, we will talk about Geoffrey Irons in just a moment.
Yes.
But I'm going to go ahead and dive us into our Tales from the Crypt, our Tales from Call of Cthulhu, which that is what we are playing tonight, done by Chaosium. And if you wish to pick up a copy of what you've seen playing here tonight, head over to your nearest game store and support them. And also go to Chaosium's website and buy from them. So let's play.
Yeah.
The year...
They also have many other great products.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, our story tonight starts in the year 1588. You may think to yourself, that year sounds very familiar. It is a very familiar year for Englishmen and Spaniards, because that is the famous year of the sinking of the infamous Spanish Armada. But there is also a very historical event that happens that is not so well known in history. Only known to few at that time. In 1588, a small vessel from England leaves port, enduring a 2-month-long voyage, carrying 2 criminals. These criminals only spoke to one another a few times on this 2-month-long voyage. They were fed hardtack and given what seemed to be mixed with fresh water and seawater and some sort of alcoholic concoction. It tasted quite dreadfully. But your 2-month voyage comes to a close as above deck, where you're being kept, you hear some of the deckhands yelling out, "Land ho! Land ho!" You know the moment has come. The time for you to be brought ashore is drawing near. As you are brought up onto deck, you are blinded by the sunlight, even though it's afternoon. It's actually close to the evening. It's about 3 o'clock. And it's cloudy. But you've been held down here for 2 months, and you haven't really seen that much sunlight. As you come on top of the deck, you're put in a small dinghy boat. You are still chained. Your hands are binded. Your clothes are filthy, raggedy. You smell of seawater, fish, and... a warning to the audience. This may be graphic, and viewer discretion is advised. There we go. You may also smell like your own feces. You look up. You are able to see with your eyes. You are not blindfolded. There's no bag over your head. You see the New World. What you've heard of the New World is that it's being called America. And that your Kingdom of England is trying to settle it and colonize it. But you are not being brought here as subjects of the crown. You are criminals of the crown. And you've been brought here for a certain task. That task will be known to you shortly. But as you peer across the Atlantic water, you see nearby a small island. And that island is right next to the land of America. As you are floating in this dinghy, drawing closer and closer, smelling the fresh ocean water, as you pass the island, you see where it seemed to have some sort of fortifications and some homes on it, but they've been run down. It seems as though you can draw the conclusion that this is where they tried to make the first Roanoke colony. As you draw nearer to the land, you realize that the second Roanoke colony is where they are taking you, where it really is, at the mainland. And as you arrive to the dock, you are helped out of the dinghy boat. You hear the wood creaking underneath you from the dock. And you see two guards flanking a shorter, larger, width-wise, gentleman. Good evening. You must be from London. I am the governor here, for the time being, Thomas Smith. Our regular governor, our previous governor, may it be, has left for England, and he has not returned yet. We are still waiting on his arrival, but the village has elected me as the new governor. My name is Thomas Smith. If you will follow me, gentlemen, and I will give you your work orders. And as he turns around, the guards come to each of your sides. One guard looks at you, Samuel, and kind of makes this, "Oh, you need a bath."
Samuel, I smell too much like your mother.
Oi, keep it quiet.
If
Samuel,
you're offering baths, I'll take one.
Oh, shut up, Geoffrey.
And with that, Geoffrey, you feel the butt of the kind of spear or pike that the infantryman that's standing next to you, he hits you on your backside. You also keep quiet. Follow us. Now, Samuel, please describe to the audience who we are seeing.
Right. Samuel, he's seen better days. The tattered cloth shirt he has on, he's been wearing since England. He's a large fellow, stronger than any around him, to the point where the bindings took double what they used to, just to keep him contained. It took 3 men to bring him down, because he would not go willingly. Outside of that, he served in the 65th Battalion, Navy for the English, doing the Lord's work against the Spaniards, with diligence and with pride. But unfortunately, he received that order from his commanding officer, and he wasn't too keen to, and attempted to remove the obvious threat too close to home. By threat, he means the commanding officer. He wasn't successful, so much so that now he's in this blasted colony. And, well, the rest of the plan, I suppose he'll figure out. I don't do much thinking, but I do plenty of shooting.
You've seen hard work before. But what you're about to see is probably the hardest work that you'll ever do in your entire miserable life. As you walk down the dock, getting closer and closer to the main portion of the town of Roanoke, you begin to see some of the village folk. These villagers used to be people of London, people of England, some people from Scotland and some people from Ireland. Your home country. But as you get closer to these people, you do notice that they are worn out, sickly. They also smell. The town to you looks extremely run down. Geoffrey, you see as you get closer to the end of the dock, a small dog, or at least what's left of a dog. He's very, very malnourished. You can tell that most everybody here is suffering from disease and starvation. Geoffrey, please describe to the audience who they are seeing.
Geoffrey is a lithe man, can't be older than maybe 30. He walks with a bit of a limp that he's had since he was a small child. He's had a bit of an accident when he made his older brother angry, and he's had a limp ever since. He can still move around fine, but there's always that little bit of a hitch to his step. Geoffrey, he was skinny before he left to come to the colonies, before he was arrested, and now he seems almost deathly skinny. He's lost a tremendous amount of weight, but he has very shrewd green eyes that he just kind of keeps looking around everywhere. And, this is not a man who... I wouldn't say he lived a very wealthy lifestyle, but he certainly wasn't poor. Unfortunately, after clerking for an noted official in his local village for a time, he became a fence for illicit goods in London and was caught red-handed, quite literally red-handed, as a red pin had burst in his hand, and was brought to this colony. I wouldn't say he has much training when it comes to living off the land. That certainly wouldn't be his expertise, but he would know his way around if he was in a city. He doesn't really. He's not in a city, and, well, he's a bit pathetic looking.
Even though you feel this way, most of the villagers here are also pathetic looking, malnourished. They are a bit homesick, even though they were promised this new world, this grand adventure. And that grand adventure is not turning out the way they thought it would. You are finally brought to about the third house down. It's a small village shack. As the door opens, it also reeks of feces in here. It's not well taken care of, but this is the governor's house. You see Thomas Smith take a seat behind this long table. You are both still chained, put in these two chairs directly in front of him. Thomas Smith raises his hands and makes a short movement, a flick of the wrist. And with that, the guards unchain you. Now, gentlemen, we shall speak on much more pleasant terms. May I offer you some food or wine?
Anything you got, really. Yes. Yes. Food, wine, water.
Rum.
Rum's good too. It's anything that wasn't what we had to eat on that ship.
I'm sorry, but as much as I would like a bottle of rum, all I have left is a half bottle of English red wine. And you see Governor Smith lean down and pick up this half-drank-out bottle that was just sitting on the floor. And it's not even a floor. You'll notice as you look down that it's just mud and dirt. There is no wood. The floor that you're standing on is the ground. You see him pick this bottle of wine up and sit it on the table. I'm sorry, I don't have the delicacy of glass or nice, shiny, expensive things, so we'll have to pass the bottle around.
That's fine.
Samuel, if you drink all that, I'm gonna be.
Oh, it's just a
Piece.
swig. Calm down.
We did
Here you go.
shoot a turkey earlier today. I can
You see,
have.
there's like a little tear down Geoffrey's eyes, like
Get it together, Geoffrey. You're embarrassing me.
he puts the bottle back on the desk of the governor. There's still some in there, but he might have taken a bigger swig than maybe was intended.
There's something about a turkey.
Yes. We do have a
Frog in your throat. Is that what you have?
yes, a frog, I wish.
Pardon my ignorance, but I've never heard of a turkey. Is that some type of grain or?
It's a wee bird.
It is
like
a
that.
type of bird, that is correct. This new world that we have found, it seems to bring all sorts of new animals and beings that we never seen before. This turkey is delicious. I've had some before, but we've shot one, and we can have some brought to you if you wish to have that as your meal.
Perfect. Right. I think we've make a
whatever
home
food-
out of this place, Geoffrey.
Whatever food you can provide. I mean, you're being quite kinder than I was expecting, if I must tell you the truth. I figured we'd get manhandled as soon as we landed shore.
Yes,
It's some broad shoulders, Geoffrey. That's what it is. I'm scared of you.
yes, I know
Very
that
scary.
they told you both that for your crimes you would serve your sentences in the New World, helping build the colony of Roanoke and any of the other colonies that will be sprouting up. But, gentlemen, if I may be frank with you, this colony, as you can see, is on the downslope. Our governor recently left to call for aid from the Kingdom of England, and we still have had no word from him.
Right.
Is
So
there-
a leader took the pleasantry of escaping the down slope. Slope.
Yep.
Slope.
was all of
Took
a
the
sudden
pleasantry of
weird,
going
like,
back home to
reenact-
leave you all in the mud. And left you to deal with the hardship.
Well, yes, it may seem that way, but we actually took a vote and told him to leave. It was his job. He was a lord, and only a few lords came along. Many of them have passed. But he was one of the last surviving lords, and the governor of Roanoke, and so it really fell to him as the duty to bring back our provisions that we need.
Keeper,
But-
was there any message that we were told to give when we arrived, or anything like that?
Sure. You can give me, for our first roll of the night,
Oh shit.
give me a history roll.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take
History's not terrible. It's 44.
we'll take a history roll.
Success. 41 versus 44.
I bet I can beat it. Give me a second. Hang on. I can beat it. I can beat it. Just give me a second. Here we go. You ready? I gotta find history.
Begins with an H. Or as they
Thank
say in
you.
the UK, H, which I hate how they pronounce the letter H. I just don't get it. It's H.
Oh, so close. 89 versus 5.
Samuel,
Very close.
on your voyage to the New World, you have completely forgotten
I don't
the
remember.
message
Shite.
that was supposed to be sent along.
I didn't hear it. I just told them I did.
Geoffrey, you do recall the message that was given to you by one of the sergeants of the prison. He did tell you about the Spanish Armada that was coming to England, and the fear that the English crown had for the defense of your country. Queen
yeah,
Elizabeth was leading the defense.
I would like to relay all of that information to the governor.
I see.
I wish I had more word, but
Well,
that's all
you
we
do
were able
have
to
more
surmise on
word,
our journey
actually.
home.
You do have more word, Geoffrey.
Oh,
And with that also, you are told that the governor of Roanoke, the original governor of Roanoke, did make contact with the Queen asking for aid, and sent a bunch of police cars down the road for me. No.
Nice.
No.
wee.
Stop in the name of the law.
They did make
You
contact.
have a permit for that TV.
Gotta pay the toll troll to get in that, boys. Okay,
Oh.
so
Gotta
they
pay the
did
troll.
make contact with the Queen, and she is going to try as best as she can to give aid to the colony of Roanoke. But right now, the Kingdom of England needs the most aid because they are about to be swarmed by an entire armada of Spaniards. And
Okay.
England could lose.
Right.
And so you relay that information.
I
to the
relay
governor.
everything I can to the governor.
I see.
I'm trying to
well,
get in this man's good graces as much as possible.
I see. Very good. Well, hopefully this Spanish Armada will not be the reckoning for our country. If so, if it is the reckoning, then I say we are all doomed here. If we make it through the night. Gentlemen, I will go back to our original conversation now.
No, you won't.
Yes.
Why would you not make it through the night?
Well, that has to do with our original conversation.
Great.
I'm not...
I see they're connected.
Yes, he's connected them with what I was getting at. was
Gentlemen, please, I'm
the
not
prior-
accustomed to being a governor, but you are still criminals. Criminals
no.
of England, and this is one of Her Majesty's colonies. So, if I may grab your attention for a short moment. We have a problem here in Roanoke. Besides the plague that is this part of this new world, we have a problem that we've been trying to deal with. It seems... Well, I guess I'll just start from the beginning. A few months ago, about 6 months ago, there was a strange, blood-curdling noise heard many leagues from here. A roar. Never heard from these parts. I have hunted before, and to be honest, I have never heard anything like it. It was almost demonic, in a way. Then shortly after we heard this roar, some of the children in the village began to go missing. In fact, each month a child went missing. We've lost 5 in total.
Have you considered a wee leash?
Gentlemen, this is a very important matter. We have a lot of parents who are extremely angry, and I'm trying to keep the morale up in this colony.
They should be angry at themselves for letting their children run amok and get lost in the woods.
In a short while, I'll take you around the village and show you the fortifications of this colony. We are armed and pose a threat to the locals. The native Croatoan tribe used to be our ally, but it seems that one of our guards got in a dispute recently with one of the Croatoan tribesmen. Sadly, the Croatoan was shot, and since then, our hostilities between each other have increased.
So, one of your men decided to antagonize the reigning community of these lands, as you are few and far between, and your countrymen are 2 months away.
If you were in this soldier's shoes, if you were in my shoes, or if you were in any of these villagers' shoes, then think about this. You're far from home, far from all your family and friends of the court, or of just London. You go to a new world, to a new land that is already home to people. And yes, hostilities increased. I know that we are on their homeland, and I know they wish to defend it. But we have a mission from the crown, and we must obey that mission. If not, then all this is lost, and we are all going to be hanging on the noose, just as you would be, if I had not wrote to a local lord requesting help, which he sent both of you fine criminals. As you can see, we have a problem, as I've been telling you.
You tried to make peace with these Croatoans? Or are they just attacking you all the time?
Frankly,
Well, clearly not. He's got men shooting him.
frankly,
I mean, after the shoot.
we have not seen the Croatoans for a while. I'm not saying that the Croatoans are the ones who have taken the children.
But they're in the area.
And they're roaring.
They are everywhere. Again, this is their home.
Well, I mean, this new world can't be that much bigger than England, right? I mean...
My gosh, it's much larger than England. Much larger than you and I could ever imagine.
Now, how were these Croatoans roaring, would you say? Would you say is it more of a roar? Or was it more of a how would you describe it?
again, I don't believe the Croatoans are to blame for this matter. The reason I bring up the Croatoans is that their last location, known location to us, is about northwest from here. You have to travel over a swamp and bog to get there, but whatever you do, I would not go anywhere near that place if you value what's left of your lives.
Swamp or the bog?
You mentioned earlier some type of new bird called a turkey. Are there any other strange beasts you've seen here that could be the thing making this noise?
Was the turkey roaring?
We've seen many things, such as different kind of lizards, deadlier lizards. We're calling them crocodiles and alligators.
Oh, we just coined that, did we?
I don't know if does England
My
have...
friend Ollie said he ran into a gate and he said "or," and so he named it an alligator.
Ah, gator, yeah. Oi.
There are crocs and alligators. There are also deadlier snakes. Deadlier than I've ever seen.
Oi, you should stuff a whole wee bit of cotton in the mouth. Oh, we'll call him a cottonmouth.
That's quite a catching and fetching name. But back to why you're here, gentlemen. I'm telling you this because I have released you from your bonds. You will be set free, but you do have a task at hand. And that mission is not to help with the building or reconstruction of Roanoke.
Right, you've clearly got that handled. The fucking mud floor.
I'm expecting you to find these children. You are criminals of the crown, so there isn't really anything you can say, but yes. If you say no, well, there are two options for you. You can be hung, or you can be put to work, then be hung.
Well, if we do find the children, bring them back safe, or at least find out what happened to them. Then what?
That is a very, very good question, Geoffrey. If you are successful in your task, I will grant you land here in this new world. I will make you governors of that land, and you will be given all the riches that I can promise.
So you're saying I could have my own colony? Effectively. My own town? Village?
Ah!
Yes, and as
Calling
he
me
says
own
that, yes, he
Atlanta.
picks up the bottle of wine and goes, yes.
Atlanta.
Can name
I
it
see it now.
Roanoke 2.
Ah, it's good one, Geoffrey. Good one.
Well, if we're going to do this, I mean, is there anything else we need to know besides the fact that the Croatoans are northwest of here, you think, and that some awful noise came from the woods, and the children, is there anything else to go on? Because I don't know if you noticed when I walked in, I'm not exactly the most mobile person. I mean, I'm very willing to help because I don't like being chained up like this. But I don't know exactly what we need to go off of.
And
Daytona.
And Geoffrey, you have been unchained. You're out of your bonds. So you have your full body movement. But if you wish to know more, if you want to give any sort of kind of charisma, so like a persuade,
Could I give
fast
a
talk, charm?
Let's see, charm solo, because Geoffrey really is a sniveling little ass. I have persuade. I could try persuade.
Okay.
That's a failure. That's a 99 versus a 21.
Is there anything else you need to know? No. I will arm you to the best of my abilities. There is one piece of evidence, or clue, or just random. At the time of the roar, about 6 months ago, the morning after, there was a dense fog that arrived here in the colony. We heard a knock at the gatehouse. As the doors were opened, we were greeted by a priest from the Jamestown colony. This priest traveled with no horse, no bag, no food, nothing.
How far away is Jamestown from here?
Many miles,
Right, what kind of
many
walk?
leagues.
That seems rather improbable.
Miles. What? Let's say a mile.
Meters, kilometers,
I understand.
kilograms.
Okay,
We use
yes.
Celsius, don't we?
Right. Oi.
The priest has been here ever since we took him in. He is a very unique priest, but has brought religion back to this colony. The first month that we arrived here, many years ago now, feels like many years ago, it's just only been a few, but he passed away from a sickness. So it's
Priest
good.
did?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, this is the kid. You said the priest passed away?
No, not the newer priest. Our old priest passed away, but the new priest has been a great help in restoring the faith back to this colony. Gentlemen, and you see the governor stand, if you will follow me freely, I will lead you to the barracks, where I will arm you, and I will show you the rest of the village.
Perfect. Right.
Well, I'd rather have land than not have land, so let's give it a shot.
Geoffrey, what say ye with the name Montgomery?
The capital of dreams.
More. Indeed.
There might be this really handsome young man born there in the year 1996. I can picture it now.
96.
1990. It's a long
15.
time from now, but I'm having a premonition.
19? Oh,
19.
Get that.
He's
God.
so handsome.
You had to be gold, Geoffrey. Alright then, Governor.
You know, it's so funny, I just realized this. I know why now, Matt, your block that's in front of your face is so big. It's because Price is, his as in his name is smaller than yours.
Price's as is much smaller than mine, apparently.
I got a tiny ass.
I ain't so big and block my face.
Welcome back to Spot Hidden, where we try to do our best, but somehow...
Spot hidden is pro ass.
You know what's actually fun is I actually have a large chunk of my family lives in Roanoke, Alabama.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of fun.
That's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of research on this while writing this story, so... Well, not Roanoke, Alabama, but Roanoke, and which is present-day North Carolina.
It's obviously named after the...
Right, right.
Yep.
A few moments later, after being led through the desolate street, I wouldn't say bustling, because it's really not bustling. The desolate street of Roanoke, well, the camera is in front of the door as it is thrown open. You walk in and see about 5 beds up against the wall. you can gather that these are the beds of the guards, or the infantrymen or soldiers that are here present in Roanoke. You are taken over to one of the walls, which has a stand that has weapons and equipment on it. You are both given swords, specifically rapiers, and you are also given a firearm each. And for this time period, that firearm, a pistol, is called a wheel-lock pistol, and you are given 8 shots. You are quickly shown how to load it if you have not already used a firearm or are well acquainted with a firearm, and then you are given it. Now, gentlemen, is there any other questions you may have about these weapons? I understand that one of you did serve in his and hers Majesty's Royal Navy.
Sure. But these are wee cannon. Artillery, as I was.
I imagine you just point it with, like you would point a cannon, but if it's in your hand, right?
Yes, or even think about a crossbow, if you would. Instead of resting it on your shoulder and chest, it does allow you to just kind of extend your arm ever so slightly, and with a little bit of an aim and pulling of the trigger, it will release the ball, which is encased or inside of the barrel, as they are calling it these days.
Fascinating. I've only ever used knives.
And
Let me test it. Geoffrey, go stand against that wall.
I'm not doing this.
Why?
Well, how about this? Is there anything in the room, like a bag of rotten flour or something?
Sure, give me a spot
a
hidden
barrel?
roll.
Sure.
I can't see the bag of flour.
That's a fail. 62
No.
to 50.
For you, but Samuel's got the eye. Samuel has been picking apart.
There is a bag sitting on this table on the other side of the room. It is a kind of smaller bag. Almost, it looks like it's made of kind of like some sort of animal hide.
Samuel's been chasing the bag, yes.
What? Maybe, Governor, you have anything we can use for target practice?
Yes, there is kind of a range right out here if you'll follow me. And as he heads out the back door of this small hut, you do see kind of a melee and small firearm range. There is just one kind of scarecrow dummy that's sitting in this small little training yard. You can fire your wheel lock if you would like.
Geoffrey, get me.
Yeah, I'll fire
Can you
it.
see the ball through the barrel?
Driver takes a good look at it. Yeah, I could see it right there down the barrel.
Ah!
Get that away from my
I'm gonna fire the dummy right next to Geoffrey's ear. I'm pulling that trigger.
Okay, fire away.
Alright. It's gonna go so well. Not at Geoffrey. That's the only one I'm getting is at a dummy. 10 versus 20. Hard success.
Very nice, very nice. As
The only
this goes off, Geoffrey, your ear rings immediately. And which shoulder were you shooting from, Matt?
I was
What
looking at it.
shoulder were you shooting over?
Looking at it, and then he shot above my left shoulder.
Your left?
so my
Okay.
ear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Samuel. I gotta remember Samuel.
It's okay.
Yes, so your left side is ringing tremendously. It hurts. You've never felt this sort of pain before. Now, Samuel, you are used to cannon fire, artillery on a very large English galleon. And so this does not really affect you in any way, and your hearing's already kind of screwed. And with that hard success,
nice.
you hit right dead center where the heart would be.
Now, how I bought another one, Governor?
Je-
You're right, Geoffrey.
And Joffrey gets as far away, not as far away as he can, but like, you know, a fair bit of distance because his ear is throbbing. He's surprised it has not like it's not bleeding out of his ear. Like he's in a tremendous amount of pain.
Geoffrey, where are you going?
Not right next to my ear.
You're fine.
Gentlemen,
I'm fine.
if I may, I do have other pressing matters to attend to. You may stay here if you wish, but you do have a job to do. That is why you have these weapons. You can ask the villagers if they have any sort of clues or know any whereabouts of where these children may be. You may also look to the priest as he points, and you will see kind of an incline that is in the center of the village that leads to kind of the small little hill that you see this kind of, I wouldn't say new, but well-worn church, very small church, is sitting on. And there are about 2 other little small houses that are kind of flanking it. That, gentlemen, is where the priest lives and conducts his work. Over here, as you can see to the west, are fortifications of Roanoke. And you'll notice that these fortifications are kind of just wood that has been chopped up to make a kind of fortified position, a fortified wall that is about, I would say, about 8 to 9 feet high. Gentlemen, as you can see, that is our west gate, the main gate that leads into the mainland of America. We have a guard tower, which that guard tower right this very moment is being watched by William O'Keefe, who is the gentleman who killed the Croatoan tribesmen, sadly, and started this conundrum that we've been facing for the past few weeks. You will also notice over here, further right of the gatehouse, our only cannon that is available. Do not tell any of the other locals, but we are only down to 3 shots left for this cannon. We're hoping for some more, and I'm hoping to perhaps get some from the galleon that brought you.
Keeper, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the timeline correctly. Did the incident with the Croatoan tribesmen happen before or after the animal noise and the children disappearing? I know you said they're not related, but I'm trying to think if one. I can't remember which one happened first.
It kind of happened a little bit after, and maybe a little bit before. The governor is not really clear on that matter.
They're around the same time. Though.
Around the same time.
Okay.
If you want to press that question, asking for a specific time, you can.
I'll ask him. I was like, Governor, you said the Croatoans and this noise you heard and the children being abducted weren't related, but did they happen around the same time? When did one event happen and when did the other one happen?
Give me just a luck roll.
Luck? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a success. 63 versus 65. So narrowly got it.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Also, gameplay question. Can you spend luck on a luck roll?
No.
No.
I didn't think so, but...
Good question.
The Croatoans, the incident happened a few weeks prior to the roar.
And how certain are you that they're not related?
I'm just using my best judgment, gentlemen. We used to be kind and friendly to one another, us and the Crotons, until this happened. They helped us, and we were trying to help them. But it seems as though we do have our differences.
Job with that one, Governor. Or William up there just ready for another one.
Yes. William was and still is serving time for what he did. That is why he's up there guarding the tower and guarding the gate.
Are his children one of the ones that are missing?
No. William has no children. He's about 22 now, I believe. He's
and still no children.
Young fellow. Well,
going to die soon.
You have to understand that most of the women that came with us on our original voyage were all married. Not many single young women arrived here.
Never stopped me, isn't that right, Geoffrey? Oh.
No, he's right.
But yes, Mr. William O'Keefe is up there. Let me think, am I forgetting anything? As of now, we do not have any horses. We are running low, again, on food. If you do see any other turkeys or wild animals out there, please don't hesitate to bring it back for us. Because you gentlemen are now part of this beautiful colony.
That is until I start up this Montgomery.
Right. I leave you both to it to discuss amongst yourselves. But hear this, gentlemen. If this matter is not taken care of within 5 days' time, I believe, is enough, I will see to it personally that you will meet the fate that I described to you earlier. I will leave it up to you which fate you decide on. Good day.
Well,
and you see the governor kind of turn and walk off, and the guards that were kind of on both of your sides kind of just go and follow the governor back.
As they turn back, I go, "Hey, Nathaniel," and he's one of the guardsmen. "You're a real piece of shit, you know that."
Yeah!
What do you say?
Nothing.
You smell like shit.
Yeah, you smell like shit.
Yes.
Now, we smell like shit because you wouldn't let us take a bath. You smell like shit because you choose to smell like that. And also, if you attack us, you realize you're putting children's lives in danger, so fuck you.
We're saving the children. Us.
You see the governor come back around and put his hand on the metal chest plate that this guardman has, and he looks at you again. Remember, gentlemen, 5 days.
5 days?
I can't count, Governor.
I can't.
All right. And Samuel's going to head to that guard tower, the base of it.
Well, as he does that, I'm going to go up to Samuel like, "How about you talk to the guard, you're a military man, and I'll talk to that priest, huh? We'll meet up at the, let's meet up back at the governor's house, outside the governor's house in a few hours, and
Few
talk
hours?
about what
It's gonna
happened."
take me minutes.
What? Let's give us then an hour and a half.
How about 15 minutes?
How about we just, when we both get done, we go back to the governor's house,
Great.
and when both of us are there, we talk.
Fantastic.
All right.
Good choice. All right.
I'm going to the priest, and I think Matt's going to the guardsman.
That's like 20 paces away.
Yep. He should go first.
And his head pans up. Oi! William!
Try to call again.
William! In the tower!
Huh? Um, who's saying that down there?
You deaf prick, you asleep? On duty?
Yes, I am. Are you with the governor?
On a technicality? Sure.
Are you here to relieve me of my position?
No.
Well, then I have to say good day to you, sir. I'm on guard duty.
Well, I have to say, you're asleep on guard duty, you're a shite guard, and I need to talk to you.
If you need to talk to me, then get up here.
Oh, you brat. We're gonna climb stubbornly up this ladder.
Give me a climb roll, please.
What? It's a ladder!
Please give me a climb roll.
Fine. There's your failure. 73 versus 20.
This ladder, as you're climbing it,
Ladder sucks.
breaks. I don't know
God.
if due to your height or weight, or if just the ladder, the rigging on it is just too old.
Too fat for ladder.
And part of it just kind of breaks, and you kind of fall down, back to the ground. You see Mr. O'Keefe kind of turn around and was like, What did you do?
Your ladder is shite. It broke.
All right, hold on, I'll be right down. And he kind of throws you, his pike that he's holding. You can grab that, and you'll see William kind of try to fireman kind of pull, whatever you call that, shimmy down the side.
Pole.
Yeah, fireman pole shimmy down the side of this watchtower.
Like a stripper, some might say. An exotic dancer.
Well, thank you for that exercise. My name is William O'Keefe. Who are you?
Samuel Gascoigne.
You're not one of those criminals they said that would be coming, would you?
No. But we have come here to assist. So,
There's only 40 people that are left in this village, and I know all 40 of them. I've never seen you before. So, I think it's a best assumption that you are one of the criminals.
and it is exactly that, an assumption. The same assumption they went operating on to send me here in the first place. Now, criminal is used broadly, even for people who they don't know are quite innocent. I am innocent. That is my point here.
Yes. I understand, and I'm sure that the governor has made you very aware of who I am and my crimes that I committed here.
Right. You shot him.
Yes.
Just like a dog. Just
Yes.
in the mud.
Do not remind me of the events that transpired.
One of the hosts of this new land. You just bang. Right there.
Yes. Do you have some sort of question
Yes.
for
yes.
me?
Yes. Why?
Why what?
Was there a reason you shot the... Everyone has their side of the story.
Yes, everyone has their side of the story, and the Crotons have their side of the story as well. And you can see that we are at war with each other. It was late. It was late one evening,
Right?
and I saw someone jump the fortification and was going near the storehouse where we keep what's left of our materials, including food. As I got closer to the storehouse, I did not know this at the time, but I ended up, shooting the fellow and mortally wounding him, and he died.
Well, he was within the walls.
Yes, but it seems as though it was a little bit more than that.
Hmm. Did he have your supplies on him?
No, he was making his way inside the storehouse to meet someone.
To meet someone.
It was late. I didn't know that anybody was in the storehouse, especially Charlotte.
Charlotte.
It seems as though Charlotte and the young Croatoan were very friendly to one another, and he was bringing her some corn.
Hmm. So you are a slayer of young love, is that it?
Listen,
A destroyer of the romantic.
Yes, I destroyed their romance, their love for
Yes.
one another. I know, and I will pay for my crimes, which I am currently doing. But you are currently hindering that as we speak. So if you have no other further questions, I don't wish the governor to see me speaking to you, and especially away from my post. So, I will say adieu to you and goodbye. And he's going to try to climb back up the tower.
Can I watch him? Just awkwardly, just shimmy
Yes,
back
he
up?
kind of like is having some trouble, and he's like, "Can you?
I'll help him with his...
Yes, can you please help me?"
Yep. Yes.
And gives
There you
him a push
Nice
up.
push. Alright. Back to it, then. We'll turn around and can we see like the storehouse or what we might assume to be a storehouse where it happened?
So where you are positioned right now, you're looking up, seeing him get back to the top of this watchtower. Directly in front of you is the gatehouse also. Well, not the gatehouse, but the gate itself that leads out into the Americas, or to the mainland. And you have not seen what is out there yet. You don't know what this new world really looks like. But to the right of you, down the rest of the fortified wall, you do see the artillery piece that the governor spoke about. And directly kind of behind the artillery piece is kind of a larger shack that is not as large, or it is larger than the other shacks that you are noticing. And you can probably gather that this is the storehouse. If you want to give me a spot hidden roll, I can tell you. Well, I no, don't do that because I've already given you that. You can tell that there are what's left of bags of grain sitting out side of that place.
Let's go where he says he, actually we're gonna go look for a Charlotte. We're gonna go look at the women.
And
Or
the
anyone
children.
we might assume might, and the children too. Anyone we might assume could perhaps use the name Charlotte, and we'll ask,
And we'll do a quick montage with you, Samuel. You are going down the streets of Roanoke, the muddy, smelly streets of Roanoke, going up to people that you've never met before and just asking them, "Are you Charlotte? Are you Charlotte? Are you Charlotte?" At one point, you even go up to a broom, asking the broom if they are Charlotte, which they are not because they are a broom. You eventually do find Charlotte, but we will return to you in a short moment as we go back to Geoffrey, who has made his way to the front door of the church. As you open the creaking door, you see a very run-down, small church here on this hill. The insides are lit up by what light can be shed through the windows. There are about 3 windows on each side of this church, and one larger window to the back wall, and directly in front of that window is the what is it?
Pupet or no?
Pulpit.
Pulpit.
Pulpit. Yes, that's
Pulpit.
it.
Pulpit. Yep.
That's the one. Pulpit.
Boy.
Hello, pulpit.
As you walk in, do you wish to walk in?
Yes.
As you walk in, the air is very stale. It's very quiet. Give me a spot hidden roll. Or a listen roll.
Or a listen. Which one am I? I have a 50 listen and a 50 spot hidden. So I'm going to do listen. 53 versus 50. I want to spend luck points to hit 50. So I'll spend 3 luck.
Well, I think you hit it twice. So I'll take... Is that the...
Oh, I did.
Yes.
I did accidentally click it.
So
Never mind.
Oh yeah, you got a hard. Yeah.
Yeah, hard success.
So we'll go with the first one, the hard success.
I'll take
very
that
nice.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
You hear behind you one of the wood planks on the floor kind of creak, and you turn around and you are met with this larger fellow, a very tall, lanky, older fellow who does resemble Jeremy Irons in a way, or even Stregobor from the Witcher TV series, if you want to think about that actor.
Oh, okay.
This older gentleman puts his daintily hands on you and is just kind of staring at you. He puts his hands on your shoulder, your left shoulder to be exact.
Hello. I was looking for. Do I know the priest's name? Did the governor tell me the priest's name?
No, he did not.
I'm looking for the traveling priest from Jamestown. Is that you? What's your name?
Bah. And as he does that, we'll go to a blackout. But
What the fuck?
what the audience will see is him point to his mouth where he has no tongue.
Oh, I thought something about to shoot out of his mouth. That's what.
And that's where we'll go to a
You're like
commercial
the
break real
full-on mummy
quick.
where he releases a locust.
I thought we were about to get something shooting out of his mouth, and I was real scared.
No.
But having no tongue's bad too. But I was expecting
Yeah.
some, like, alien like face hugger type stuff.
Some Resident Evil 4 type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're going to take a quick break to replenish our drinks and snacks, and you should do the same, audience. But we will be right back to see what mystery lies with the missing children of the colony of Roanoke here on the New World, and see whether or not Samuel and Geoffrey will make it through the night.
We might do it.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll be right back. So we're going to get back into our story for tonight, set in 1588 at the colony of Roanoke. We left off with you, Geoffrey Irons, as you had entered the church on top of the hill in Roanoke. You were met by the priest, the newfound priest of Roanoke, who has just revealed that he is a mute. He does not have his tongue.
Well, Father, Jeffrey's very taken aback by this. He's The last thing expected was to see a priest with no tongue. But and very carelessly, he says, I mean, no offense, but how do you preach? How do you preach with no mouth, with no tongue? How do you... How?
He takes his hand down from your shoulder, and as he takes it down, you will notice that his fingernails are a little bit long and sharp. It's not a nice sight. They're very dirty and nasty. He tells you with his long finger to follow him as he leads you towards the pulpit.
I'll follow him.
Behind the pulpit is a book, a blank book that has a quill and ink next to it. He begins to write, and if you will give me a library use to make sure that you can read.
Sure. I should be able to read. I have a 55 library use. 41 versus 55.
Excellent.
Success.
As you are reading his handwriting, it is a little bit... you did say, Mr. Irons, that you were not a nobleman, but you weren't a poorman in England, so you know how to read and write, and you've seen eloquent writing before. Well, let's say this is not eloquent. This is more along the lines if a animal kind of had learned to write. They are writing at this moment. And you read, I write all my sermons down, and the governor preaches them for me.
Well, and I want to apologize. I was a bit taken aback by your lack of... Anyway, I did not mean to cause offense. I apologize.
He writes, and he says, what is your name?
Geoffrey Irons. And I is there a second quill or anything?
No, there's just one quill. But if you want to give me a spot hidden roll, I can give you a little bit more information.
I can try. That's a hard success. 13 versus 50.
Let me look at my notes real quick.
Your own quill and paper, you might say.
Okay. So, with that hard success, you will notice that there is a small bookshelf behind you to your left, up against the wall. And this would be the wall that has the large window that is directly behind the pulpit. Okay. There's a small bookshelf, and it holds kind of 2 rows of books. You notice that there are a bunch of books that you may want to take a look at some point. And also, directly in front of the pulpit is a kind of large, what used to be a very nice rug that was brought from London, perhaps by one of the noblemen, and perhaps by the original governor. It has been weathered and trampled on by many of the villagers at this point, and it's muddied and gross now. But you notice that the rug's bottom right corner is kind of sticking up, kind of bent up, like it had been recently moved or tripped over.
Have I seen a single Bible in this collection of books? Like, is there actually a Bible, or is it just books?
Sure.
This is the Bible. You dare speak on the Lord? Sorry.
Sure. As you are scanning that bookshelf, you don't see any. I believe was it the New King James version?
I don't know if that was something like that
during that time. I believe that was because this was during the Protestant and kind of Catholic war that was going on. um, but yes, you do not see any version of any Bible.
Well, I want to look at the priest, and I kind of want to. I definitely noticed the part of the rug, but I want to ask him. I say, I heard you came all the way from Jamestown. That had to have been months away. Why leave? How did this happen?
And he begins to write, and you'll notice that he's writing much harder. He says, "It was, but it was my time to leave. I was called to preach here."
Geoffrey's he's trying to hide the fact that he's a bit unnerved by this whole situation, but he's still clearly unnerved by it. He's probably just unnerved by religious people in general, to be honest, but he goes, "Can you tell me anything about the missing children?"
He immediately looks at you with daggers for eyes. He begins to write, "No. Period."
As he does that, I want to look him back in the eyes, and I just want to go, "It feels wrong to lie to a priest, so I won't. I'm a criminal. I was brought here in order to serve whomever was the governor here when I arrived, and I've been tasked, along with my associate, to find these children who are missing so that I can free myself from my bonds. Now, I won't lie to you and tell you that I personally care about these children or this colony itself. I just want to be free. And so I understand if you don't trust me to tell me anything. But whether I'm doing this for selfish or selfless reasons or not, I'm trying to find out what happened to the children of this town, of this colony, and I want your help. Is there anything you can tell me? Or just about the town as a whole? I'm obviously new here. I can't pick an accent."
The feather on the quill, he puts it in front of your face, and he motions for you to look back down at the book, as this time his handwriting is a little bit lighter, as you can tell that his stress has eased a little bit, and he begins to write. It says, "Perhaps you should begin to look in the swamps and the bogs that leads towards the Croatoans. This is their homeland. Perhaps they will know where the children are. If not, there is a cave that is also close by. Perhaps the children are there playing."
Thank you. And I'm not one to ask these sorts of questions, but can a man like me be saved? Can a man like me ever be more than the dregs that they send out for hopeless causes? Because I had a 2-month-long journey here, and I never felt worth anything.
And the priest, after hearing that, slams his book closed with the quill in between the pages. He just stares at you, locking in eye contact. And then you notice a very large smile. Then the priest moves along and goes out down the main portion of the church, out the main doors. You're not given an answer.
After he leaves the building, I'm gonna leave to go meet up with Samuel. But before I do that, can I check that upturned corner of that rug?
You may. You may.
I'd like to do that real quick before we go in to meet up with Samuel.
And how are you checking this?
I want to lift the rug up to see if there's something under it.
And as you lift the rug up, there is something under it that was disguised by the rug and the other wood panels on the floor, but there is a door, a hatch that leads somewhere. It is not locked. You can open it if you wish.
I'm gonna go meet Samuel, and when I get there, I want to tell him everything I learned from the priest, but I also want to tell him about this door leading somewhere on the floor of the church. And I say we should investigate what's right here at home before we investigate anything outside of it, don't you think?
Well, I'm still stuck on, you think you can be saved. Men like us, we don't get saved. Fucking around. Right.
The information!
You think, well, you think the kids are underneath the church?
I don't think so, but...
It is a Catholic church, after all. Sorry.
There's something there, and I mean, hell, it could just be a storage cabin for a bunch of old books, but it's weird that they covered it up with a rug.
Right. I didn't lead the way.
Okay, I guess, so Kiever, we're gonna go, assuming there's no one in the church, look inside that door.
And as y'all were talking, you arrived around 3. At this time, it is probably around 8 or 9 o'clock now.
Damn!
Some time has passed.
We had 2 conversations.
Okay, well, let's just say, alright, that is true. Let's say 7 or 8. 7 to 8, around that time. Right. And it is kind of in the October period. So there is a little bit of a cold chill that is in the air. That is kind of one of the main reasons that there is a lot of sickness going on in the Roanoke colony. As you make your way back to the church, if you both want to give me a stealth roll.
Uh-oh.
Failure.
I could spend
I'd
the
spend
points.
that luck, bro. Spend that luck. It's a
Well,
one
if we're
shot.
both going together, I don't know if we're gonna. But
Okay.
fuck it. Let's see what Huddy comes up with. I'm gonna spend 5 luck points to make it a 30 versus 30 success.
Excellent. Geoffrey, you are in front of Samuel, and y'all are on one of the walls or one of the sides of the church. And as you're making your way up, kind of quietly, because you don't want to disturb anybody that's within the church, especially the priest, who is kind of maybe freaked you out a little bit. Samuel, you notice looking into one of the windows that somebody is in the church, and you grab, because of that success, you grab Geoffrey to stop him from rounding that corner that would place him right in front of the front door of the church. That person emerges out the front, and it's the priest again. He's leaving once again, going down the hill, and it looks like he's heading towards the main gate.
Oh, before we go in, if he's going towards the main gate, we're gonna wait and see if he walks by it or walks through it.
Sounds good to me.
I'll take a spot hidden roll.
Okay. Ooh. You
Mine's
guess I'm spending more luck.
Mine's a 53 versus. Oh no.
Nope, that's the other way around.
Yours. Never mind. Mine was a 98 versus 50. That's a failure.
I'm dropping down to 47 versus 50 luck, spending 3 yet again.
Geoffrey has night blindness.
Yeah. I'm now 50 versus 50 success. Spot hidden, watching the priest.
You see the priest heading like straight for the gate. You would really assume that that gate is going to open itself, or he's about to just go straight through that gate. And before he gets to the gate, he stops, turns his head a little bit, then takes a left and begins to walk the perimeter of the fort within Roanoke. So he does not exit the gate.
Is there anything like if he's walking the perimeter? What's along that? What's in the direction he's going? Because we got sort of an idea with the supply house, the watchtower.
Well, he's taking a left turn.
The governor's house.
Yeah, so he's taking a left turn. So he's going to be kind of in between the fortifications. So the wall of the fort, or the wall of Roanoke, and the houses, including the governor's house. Now, if he had taken a right, he would have gone past the cannon and the storehouse and a few other houses, and he would have been a lot closer to the hill. But now, the way he's taken, you have lost sight of him.
Right, Geoffrey. We have one of two options. Geoffrey, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay, all right. Either you go in and discover what you intended to discover. I stay here and keep that priest from coming in, or we go in together.
Well, here's my idea. I say we go in together, and if we hear someone trying to come in the front, we hurry back out and say we were looking for religious
Stuff.
stuff.
Right, sounds good to me.
All right, because
In we go.
frankly, Samuel, you're a bit more physically capable than I am, and I'd rather have you there than just me.
Don't worry, Geoffrey. I know. Now in.
Well, okay.
All right. Finding this carpet, this rug.
And you're both entering the church, correct?
And we're closing the door behind us.
And you close the door behind you. Geoffrey leads you, Samuel, to the rug. As Geoffrey throws back the rug, there is the hatch, the door that leads somewhere. And it is not locked.
Let's go in.
Send it.
As you open
All sand.
this hatch, as you look down, you do notice that it is a deep, dark hole. There is a ladder that leads below. but you
Is there any
cannot
type
see.
of lantern or lamp that we could take down there? Or...
I won't request any spot hidden roll or anything like that, but because it is night, there is a lantern close to the pulpit, and it is sitting on top of that bookshelf that I described to you earlier, Mr. Irons.
I'd like to get and light the lantern and hold it, up as we go down.
Okay. And as you go over to this bookshelf, you grab the lantern. It's already lit. I guess the priest had already lit it before he left. And as you are descending down this dark, deep cavern, can you give me a track or navigate or natural world roll, please?
Track, navigate, or natural world.
Let me check which one of mine's is.
They're all 10s, so I'm gonna do
I gotcha.
track. That's
Fuck, I don't have
65
you.
versus a 10. That's a fail.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, 78 versus 40 failure. Fuck!
We about to die or trip.
I'm lost in a tunnel and it's scary.
As you are both going
I
down,
love dark caverns.
and you are going down the dark tunnel, the cavern.
Now, if we're losing our way, I gotta say I'm losing my motivation. That makes sense.
I'm just gonna kind of keep trying to light the way and just kind of gingerly go forward, I guess.
Okay. So you
Like
are
that
going
very,
to...
very slow pace, not rushing at all.
Okay, sure, yeah. So as you both proceed slowly down this dark pathway, about 30 minutes goes by, perhaps even an hour. Kind of lost track of time. But you do arrive to your destination. There is a bit of an opening. It begins to grow a little bit bigger in the tunnel. You're not having to walk, you can walk side by side now. Doesn't have to be one person in front of the other.
Can we hold hands?
If you wish, but that'd be
I'd be
kind of
willing to do
weird.
that.
Yep.
As you
Just two bros
exit
holding
the
hands.
tunnel,
No one's
History
gonna
would
judge
say
us.
that they were friends.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
They were roommates.
the lantern glows and lightens the area that's around you as you enter this dwelling. If you want, you can give me a spot hidden roll.
Mm-hmm.
Done. 50-50 success. Jesus.
Excellent.
Can we
with a
stop
basic
riding the line?
success. As you are walking
You know what?
around,
You know what? No. No, it's not worth spending 17 luck.
No.
Not worth that at all. Never mind.
as you are walking around,
Can't do shit.
looking at this area, Geoffrey, you do notice that you are in some sort of cave. And this could possibly be that cave that the priest was speaking of. And Samuel, with that success, who's holding the lantern again?
I am.
Okay. The lantern does shine brightly on the ground at some point. And you notice, Samuel, that there is a kind of large circle that has been drawn into the ground. The dirt that's within this cave. And in this circle, or on the outside of this circle, there are these silver medallions all around it except for one spot. So there's about 7 of them, but there seems to be one missing. And if you want to give me a history roll or a library use, I can give you more information.
I'd be happy to
I'll do a history
enlighten.
roll.
Yeah, I'll enlighten Geoffrey.
And
You know what?
because
I'm tired of failing.
real quick,
I'm gonna spend 15 points of luck to make that a 40.
Hang on, whoa, let the fucking keeper say what he's about to say. Hang on.
Samuel, you do have a bonus die with this because of your history with the English Royal Navy.
Okay, so history or what was the other one?
Library use.
You know, I'm just gonna keep being a failure. I failed my history roll. It's
17 versus 20. Shut the fuck up, Price. I succeeded.
What did I do?
As,
You're gonna ruin this for us both.
as you take
Help me!
as you take a knee, Samuel, looking at these pieces, not pieces of 8, but close, pieces of 7. These are Spanish silver. Silver coins. Doubloons.
Spanish?
Dudes.
And they are sitting around this circle with one clearly kind of missing, almost like it's a kind of pathway out or into the circle. But yes, that is what you're witnessing.
Are there any extra around?
After further investigation, you would probably not find any other Spanish silver.
Okay.
Price just thought of something. I don't think Geoffrey thought of this, right? But the priest is missing a tongue, and he's shown to write sloppily in English. Is this a Spanish priest in disguise who also happens to have no tongue? That can also happen to write in English, perhaps.
I would like to roll an intimidation from Matthew to Hudson to determine this. Here we go. Failure. Never mind, Hudson.
Yes,
Are you scared?
I know what you're looking for, and I can tell you nothing. So,
Okay, perfect.
excellent.
Well,
So yes,
I'm gonna
and
collect the other medallion. I'm gonna get them all 7.
okay, excellent.
That was a Price thing, by the way. Joffrey didn't realize any of that shit. Price was like, "Is he actually Spanish?"
So you have taken 7 silver Spanish doubloons, or coins, or whatever you wish to call
Treasures.
them. As you kind of look onwards through the cave, you do see the entrance, the main entrance to this cave. And if you wish to exit, you may. You do notice that the moonlight has kind of begun to peer through the clouds that were there earlier in the day.
Where would we
Alright.
be exiting at?
You would be exiting out the main entrance of
The way we
cave.
came.
Well, not the way you came. You've come up through this tunnel, and you've kind of made your way eastward through the cave, and you're now out, or you're looking outside of the cave, kind of looking eastwards, almost towards the ocean. But you don't see the
Okay.
ocean.
If there's no one there that I can hear or see, then we'll proceed.
I'll follow Samuel. He's rolling well.
Okay. If
Sure.
both of you will give me a listen roll, please.
Ah, shit.
Success! Riding the fine line at 40 versus 40.
Also a success.
Nice,
46
Geoffrey.
versus 50.
I like to see.
You both, at the same moment as you exit the cave, witnessing the beautiful full moon and its beautifulness, you hear this blood screeching scream.
What does it sound like, Huddy?
Ah!
Oh.
Off in the distance, to you, Samuel, it does kind of sound like Charlotte, who you met earlier and got you nowhere.
Apparently, because I completely forgot that, yeah, I finally found Charlotte. We never returned to that.
It could be Charlotte, and it could not be Charlotte, but it is a woman's voice screaming. And you begin to hear other screams also, and then all of a sudden you hear a roar.
Oh.
What do you do?
I got kind of thing.
Or did you say it's more like a...
Or more like a.
Mm.
I would say it sounds like a mix between a dog growling and a lion roaring and a sea lion, making a mating call.
They use a little bit of elephant when they're making the Godzilla roar. Anyway,
it's
yeah,
not
it's just-
Godzilla.
okay, all right. Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Rub balloons together like.
Well,
Follow the noise?
Samuel is gonna probably move pretty quick to get a glimpse of it. It's not necessarily that he wants to engage, but he wants to see what's making the noise. This is a roar he's heard all about. He's
I think
excited.
Geoffrey is too scared to get too far away from Samuel, so he'll follow.
Okay.
Well, Samuel's about to just earn that Montgomery land, so he's gonna
Yeah.
move on it.
And
Geoffrey's a coward.
with
so.
those successful listen rolls, you know it's coming from Roanoke, and so you begin to head eastwards again. You arrive at the gate, and I will describe the kind of countryside of America that you're taking in, but at the same time not taking in because you have other pressing matters. But as you are running, trying to get back to the colony, you are going through these high grassy fields. You notice that there's a lot of forest around. You hear wildlife in the distance that maybe you haven't heard before and you are curious and want to know more about. You continue to run and you begin to come through a cornfield. And as you come through this very large cornfield, you notice that this field is not healthy and not thriving in any way. You make your way through the cornfield, and directly in front of you, a few paces, is the front gate of the colony of Roanoke. One door has been torn open and laying on the ground. The other one is still up and about, but you may enter if you wish.
I wish upon a star.
Sure, let's enter it.
As you enter it, you will notice that the streets that were covered in feces and mud and other grime is now covered in a red flow of blood. Directly in front of you, as the full moon shines brightly down, if you will both take sanity rolls for me, please.
Sanity. That's wild.
Success.
A large beast, which you've never seen before, is in front of you. With the successes, if you'll both take 1 point of sanity loss, and if we can all roll dex, as this big...
You said 1 point?
Yes, 1 point. As this very large creature that almost favors a dog.
And then Dex. That's a hard success for Geoffrey.
Well, if he's going off rolls, we're both 60.
And it seems as though the werewolf of Roanoke has a 75, so the werewolf will be going first. Let's see here.
A werewolf? I hardly know her.
What is the werewolf going to do?
I'll wear that wolf out, if you know what I'm saying.
The werewolf does notice both of you, and he is going to...
We'll see about that. Fuck out of here, werewolf.
No.
I'm like the knight.
I cannot accept that. You've already entered.
You've
already entered.
30, a hard success.
You've already entered.
I'm vengeance.
Let's see. Yeah, he's just going to take this turn to get closer to both of y'all. So the next turn, he will be in close range of both of you.
Yeah. When you say a werewolf, like, what are we like? Is this like a big ass wolf, or is this like a weird like has hands
like
and
Skyrim
legs
sort of
and,
wolf?
like...
This dog / wolf looking creature. You've never seen anything like this before. Perhaps you've heard it in horror bedtime stories that your old nanny used to tell you, or perhaps your mother or father used to tell you. But this creature is on its hind legs, a very large, great back, and a large fur coat, or not like an actual coat, but it has a coat of fur, very large black coat, and is howling and covered in the blood of the villagers of Roanoke.
All right. Well, see what happens.
So whoever is next, I believe that is... Y'all can decide. Well, I guess, Geoffrey, since you get the hard success, you can go first.
I'm gonna try my best, probably very poorly, to just shoot it with the wheel lock.
I believe it's not poorly. You're going to land it. Fuck!
That's a failure. That's a 61 versus a 10.
As
I pop one off, but it don't hit.
You fire the gun, and it misses the werewolf, and the werewolf kind of looks and sniffs and looks right at you, Geoffrey. These piercing, almost cat-like eyes looking at you.
I'll show you how it's done, Geoffrey. Bam! Fuck!
You also
spend luck.
shoot.
You can't spend luck on attack rolls.
Nope.
Yet.
You also shoot Samuel, and this time it goes over the right side of the wolf, and the wolf kind of snarls at you. Is there anything?
Attention, you big bastard, didn't I?
And you did, which now they are in close range, and the werewolf is going to attack Geoffrey first. With a success, 40 versus 50 for 10 damage.
I'd say go for that dodge, Geoffrey. You might really want to. I don't know if you.
All right, we're gonna.
Like, ladies are important, but
we're gonna failure.
Whoops!
As the wolf stands in front of you, it is about 7 to 8 feet tall.
Oh, great heavens!
It takes its large claws and deals 10 damage to you. How bad is that?
I'm dead. I had 9 hit points.
Wow. As it shreds through your chest as you see blood, red oozing out of your body. If you will, because of that, can't see it on here. Where is it?
Hey, there's no death saves, man. He did.
Oh, that's right. That's right. There ain't no death saves.
He did.
Geoffrey, as you are shredded, almost in two, but not, your body goes limp as you fall back into the mud.
Yep.
Your wheel lock pistol falls to your side, You look over in the mud in the village. You see the governor, his body kind of laying on the ground, and the two guards next to him also laying on the ground, mutilated and mauled. Samuel, it is up to you. Are you going to be...
Can I try to say anything as I'm dying, or am I
Sure,
just dead?
sure. If you wish to have some last moments, you may.
I think that Geoffrey very briefly thinks about how pathetic his life was and how nothing he truly tried ever worked. Like, he tried to be a clerk, that didn't work. He tried to be a fence in London, that didn't work. And then he gets this opportunity in a new world to maybe finally make something of himself, and he's just mauled by some strange alien creature that he had no idea what to expect. And he looks at Samuel, and all he says is, "Run, run, run," and he dies. That's it.
We'll say that you're not dead yet, but you're still like really just heavily bleeding.
He's close.
He's close. You're very close. But we're gonna get over to Samuel. Samuel, are you going to be the hero of this colony?
Do it.
Right, gamer.
Is it just the blood of other villagers on this thing? Or does it appear injured?
As of right now, I won't. I won't require a roll for that because you've dealt with wounds before in your line of duty. So no, the animal does not seem to be injured.
Would you say that there's an action and then the attack action?
Sure, if you want like a movement action, and then
in place of movement. So I won't run, but I will take those 7 doubloons and I'll toss them out towards it. Throwing it not violently, but like getting them out of the pocket at this thing. And maybe, if it doesn't get its attention, we'll come in with a sword right behind it.
Sure, you can try that. So give me a throw roll.
Oh, sorry, ignore that. That's intelligent. I was trying to press the other thing. Ignore that. Throw. Coming in hot with an extreme success. 5 versus 50.
And with that extreme success, as you throw those Spanish silver, you notice that the werewolf begins to back up. As the one of the coins hits the wolf, and you see almost steam rising from the wolf's flesh as it deals damage to the wolf. 2 points of damage dealt to the werewolf.
With an extreme success throw. Alright. So we didn't get a chance to throw all of them. But we got them out. And we learned a little bit.
But it is now the wolf's turn. As you...
Oh, was that my attack roll too?
Well, you can also...
I mean, it's up to you. Like, I was doing that as an action, and I got a good throw.
Yeah, because of... Yeah. So I'll allow that, because you didn't have... You took that as your, like, movement action.
We learned a little bit. All right, well, then we'll follow up with a nice little slash. We're sending it. Full send. 57-58 for 2 damage.
All right, and the werewolf is going to try and dodge.
But he's got, like, 80. Oh, nice.
And they cannot... As you deal another 2 damage to the werewolf, as the werewolf howls in pain.
Got him.
However, it is now the werewolf's turn. As the werewolf tries to take a chunk out of you with its large maul.
Damn it!
33 versus 50 as it comes down with a big chomp for 4 damage.
Ooh.
I am so sorry, Geoffrey, that you were just swiped out early in the game.
Well, he doesn't seem to mind too much. All right, so he's muted too.
You're
Look at the
muted.
loser. Oh shit!
Fuck, he's not muted anymore. The
No, he's
whole
not.
thing. Listen, it is what it is. His spirit is with you, Samuel, and I'm still here, which
That's
is
what I like to
even
hear.
more important.
That is true. That is true. You're not actually dead.
Price is not dead. No, thankfully, and I hope not anytime soon. Give me at least, say I'm 26. Give me at least 58 more years.
Samuel, it is your turn now.
84.
I'd like to
Yeah,
try
well,
something. It's not gonna make a lot of sense, but I want to see what happens.
Okay.
So, any remaining coins, or if I've used a movement to pick up one, I'm looking to have 2. And then I place one in the palm of each hand. But I also flick them up. And holding one in each hand, if we're circling each other at this point, can I rush him?
Sure, if you wish. Yeah. So
Coins
you
out
can,
front?
That will be a brawl.
I don't know if it'd be like a slap. Okay.
Yeah, like it'll be a brawl roll. Because you have the silver, it'll be a bonus.
Brawl roll. I don't.
You don't.
Honey,
need
I
the-
don't.
you
I don't need a. I don't need a
You
bonus.
really don't need the bonus.
I don't
Okay.
need a fucking bonus. Holy shit!
And as you kind of jump on the wolf with both of these hands, with that
God
critical
damn!
success,
1 versus 58. Holy shit!
you deal both of the damage. So 2 sets of damage because it's coming from 2 silver pieces. So
Would they be? I don't know.
5 damage in total. As you hear this just ferocious scream coming from this wolf in agony. But now you're thrown off the wolf, and the wolf is coming after you with its large hands.
Oh boy. Another 10 if it would have hit. Son of a bitch.
I know. Gotta watch out for those hands. And it misses as it's in such pain that it misses your body.
We're gonna let him run by and come up behind him yet again with a very similar move here.
Okay.
For a hard success, 27 versus 58.
Hell yeah, dude!
Fuck out of here, werewolf. Get the fuck out of here!
And they can't
Damn
dodge. But because
Runner.
if it's a hard or regular success, they will only take 1 of the damage. So
Keeper, does the werewolf have a tongue?
Ooh. Hang on, so I got a hard success and he failed to dodge miserably, so it's just 1?
no. So if it's a success or hard success, and you're using both your hands, I'm
Yeah.
only gonna take 1 of
Okay.
those coins
Alright.
that dealt damage.
Alright.
Because you got the extreme last time, you got both.
Alright.
Both. But you hit
Gotcha.
this werewolf again, and it deals so much pain to its back. You've grabbed the back of the werewolf, and steam is rising between your fingers. You're dealing a lot of damage to this werewolf. Is there anything else you would like to do for your turn?
Price did give me a lot of information. Sorry, excuse me. Geoffrey gave me a lot of information on the communication with the priest outside of the cannot be saved part.
True.
So, I feel I wouldn't forget that the priest has no tongue. It's not often you find a priest with no tongue. How would he even have sermons? It doesn't make sense that Geoffrey would explain that he writes it down, I guess. But then it's not the priest priesting. So we're gonna try and catch a glance to see if this werewolf's missing a tongue.
Sure. Yeah.
Can I argue that?
Yes. You can give me a spot hidden roll. It will be with a penalty die, though, because you're in the heat of battle.
Well, you're not even going to need penalty. It's 97 versus 50. There's your penalty.
You can't really tell.
Catch a glimpse.
You can't really tell. But,
no penalty required.
But the werewolf is going to try and strike
Shadow Wizard
you
money game.
again.
We love
With a
spells.
success, and you are able to dodge it with a extreme success.
Oh, hang on. I got another one around here. There it is. Let's go rid of the spinner. There you go, Eddie. We're going to dodge again. Fuck. Alright, I'm going to fail on mine, though. Shit.
You know, the werewolf, though, does have 2 attacks per round.
Oh, you're suddenly going to use that now.
No.
We could both be dead right now.
No, after that first one, I was like, yeah, maybe not. But
Alright.
it is your go.
Oh, I already failed. I got an
So
86 versus
Samuel.
58.
Okay. And you are, again, trying to use the silver.
That seems to be the most tactile thing. Like, I don't have time to reload that pistol, so...
All right. And as you're kind of grappling with this large werewolf, this werewolf is going to try to bite you again.
Fuck out of here.
And he's unable to. Perhaps maybe you grabbed this large beast's neck. And you do with the brawl for a hard success, dealing more damage.
Samuel's wild, dude. He's just messing them all up. Why my eyes look so weird?
You ever seen the fucking Witcher, dude?
You're burning this werewolf in its throat. You hear... And with that hard success, I will tell you that you do notice a tongue in the werewolf, but a very strange-looking tongue, something you've never seen before.
Like a snake? Like forked?
Almost, yes.
Hmm.
I will say yes. It's
Not a tongue you would
forked
expect
tongue.
for a canine.
Which is just a tongue.
Right. Like a
Alright,
And-
another 2 to the throat, and we're backing off yet again, ready.
To quote Megan the Stallion.
Beast is going to come at you full force. Let's see. Can he do it? 22 versus 50. A hard success for 6 damage.
I can't dodge it. Alright. That one hits hard with a...
As he kind of punches you back with its large fist, throwing you back. You drop the coins that are in your hand.
Oh, there's a penalty to it, too. Okay. Well, if I'm gonna drop them...
Just know you have my emotional support.
Thank you. Well, I was
All I can
debating
offer.
on seeing if I could argue for... I'll just rush him with the sword. I'll unsheath that rapier again and rush him if that's an option.
Okay. Yes, it is. Show me sword action.
58 versus 58 for 2.
Hell
Standard
yeah,
success.
dude!
Standard success. What
But-
is Huddy gonna take?
A dodge for 37 versus 37.
Okay. I can tell you about how they rule Call of Cthulhu, but it's your game, man.
You deal 2 damage to this wolf.
Okay.
Or werewolf.
As per the rules. All right.
He's still
that applies
standing,
for me
though.
too.
Well,
Okay.
they're still standing. And this werewolf is going to, on its last leg, try to take you down.
All right. Same rules fucking apply, motherfucker. No, that ain't poetic. What'd you roll?
3 damage is
Jover.
dealt to you.
You rolled a standard success, and I rolled a standard success dodge. Now, luck can't be used on attack rolls.
But can it be used on dodge roll?
I'm not going to say, because I did not use any luck on the dodge. If you think it is fair, then you go right ahead.
Well, what we've done before, and now this was pulp, but if we want to incorporate just to see where this goes, we could eliminate all of my luck, drain it to 0. Because this, you did 3 damage. That would be a killing blow to me.
Right.
If we drain the luck to 0 and give me 1 HP, it's your game, man.
I will allow that. I will allow that, yeah. As this large claw comes down and shreds your left shoulder, you are beginning to bleed out a lot, but you're still up. Your heart rate is up. You are ready to take down this beast.
We've drained every resource, so let's see what happens. Fuck. 80 versus 58, failure.
A hard success
That's it.
with 8
damn.
damage as the werewolf looks at you on its last leg. You also on your last leg. The werewolf coming down with its large maw open, biting into your head and decapitating you and feasting on your upper body.
Mm.
The werewolf coming over to what's left of Geoffrey. Geoffrey still there. Almost. Seeing the light fade from him. Here's the werewolf. You wanted to know if you were saved? And then black out.
I'll take that as a no.
And
Oh.
that ends our session, our one-shot. That was actually a one-shot for once.
What?
I don't know, man. You could have turned that into 2. You could
Yeah, I
turned
could
that
have,
into-
but I
Our
told
backup
myself,
characters are
I
ready
said,
to go.
I'm gonna go by what they do. I'm not gonna add anything. I'm not gonna try to help them along like I usually do. I was like, I'm gonna make this a regular kind of hard setting, and if they go somewhere, I gotta go with them, you know. And if they want to look for
Alright.
something, I'll tell them if there's something there. Which
What's
y'all-
gonna
which y'all
happen is
did.
gonna
Y'all-
happen.
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
the priest the werewolf?
That's what
yes,
he's implying, dude. Yeah.
Yes, the priest.
Making sure.
The priest
Just-
was the werewolf.
I was pretty sure, but I'm making sure.
And in the cave, that circle was where he was keeping the children, but somehow the children broke free out of the circle, and if you stayed alive a little bit longer and had killed the werewolf, you would notice that there was still carnage being taken place in the village because the children had been also turned to werewolves, and they were also murdering the rest of the village. Henceforth,
Oh, I would have been slicing and dicing some kids.
So
henceforth,
basically, you're saying there was no way to just we follow the historical timeline of this colony was screwed.
yes.
Well, I bet because we would have left and come back, and everything would have gone to shit.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to figure out
they put
why.
Croatoan trying to blame the Croatoan
Yeah.
tribe or some
Right.
shit.
Right. I tried to stay away from that, but I wanted them to be there because historically
write
the
this up.
Croatoans are there, you know, and we
You
really
should
don't
write
know
this
what
up and
happened.
put it on a DM's Guild, Hudson. This is pretty good.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great setting. Great
thank
idea.
How much HP did he have left?
He had one. He had 1 HP left.
Fuck you!
Are you kidding me?
Fuck you!
We were so
God
close.
But
dang it, dude.
either way,
I died like that. I got hit once and I was dead. Okay.
And yeah, that could have happened to me too, and it didn't. I was batting 400 until the very end.
Damn,
I thought I was
Bobby.
gonna pull another fucking maneuver that all my characters do.
I know.
But it's like, it was very creepy, Hudson. Very well done.
I wanted it to be creepy and kind of a R rating story that we haven't told in a while. So
I know I would have died anyway, but if I could have taken that bastard out, that would have been
Yeah,
nice.
right. Like,
Yeah.
it was nice and creepy, and it was It was very atmospheric. I think more than anything, like.
Oh yeah, I was able to engage with the.
It definitely felt like I was in some rundown, just a bunch of buildings made with like sticks and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was very like I very much felt in the location. So
definitely, yeah.
I mean, Hudson, you always do a great job, but you I mean, well done.
Well, I
Especially for how
appreciate it.
long we've been on a break. Like,
Well, that makes one of us thinking so.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit! Why didn't I win?
Matt's the bad cop. Price is the good cop. But
I should have won.
I'm going to let our audience go. Thank you so much, everybody, for who tuned in. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. And we hope that you hit the like and subscribe button, of course. And make sure to check out all of our other past videos. We've played a lot of great Call of Cthulhu stories. Recently, we've done Curse of the Pharaoh and that whole campaign. Plus, we've done some Pendragon. We have over 20 episodes of Arcane Cthulhu that you can check out if you wish. But again, I'm Hudson Hubbard. Tonight, I was the keeper of the arcane lore set in 1588 in Roanoke. And below me, we'll go to Price. Who are you? And where can we find you? And do you have anything you want to just tell us about that's coming up?
Hello, my name is Price. As far as things you can find me on, I'm hoping to start streaming on Twitch again now that I'm moved into my new apartment and I've started a new job and I've gotten a bunch of things figured out. I'm hoping to start streaming on Twitch again here on twitch.tv/PriceVA. And one of the main things I hope to eventually include in that is getting back to my own Dungeons and Dragons campaign setting, more in Wild. But other than that, you can find me on Spot Hidden. I try to be in as much Spot Hidden stuff as I can whenever it pops up. Otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram at PEverett, EVERETT 96, or on Twitter at Price Everett, or on Blue Sky Social if you've gotten that invite, Price VA on Blue Sky, because Twitter's dying. Or sorry, X. It's called X now, not Twitter. But all that being said, as always, it's been a pleasure being here on Spot Hidden. I'm looking forward to being on more Spot Hidden content, and main place to follow me will be here on Twitch, twitch.tv/PriceVA. Hopefully we can get More and Wild back up and running, and whether that happens or not, looking forward to seeing you more on this channel here on Spot Hidden, and thank you again to the Spot Hidden crew for having me on.
Well, you are excellent as always, and thank you, Price, for joining us tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you at the table.
Thank you.
And last but not least, the Mad Hatter himself, Matt. Tell us if you got anything coming up. Say something to the audience.
Look at that hair. Look at that hair.
I can say plenty, but I will just say granola clusters at every single opportunity you have, be it Twitch or YouTube. Find granola clusters. Or Matefson. I also have that. I ship my own name, Matefson. Come by House for me in Huntsville, Alabama. If you're not doing that, stay tuned, Spot Hidden. We're having a team meeting this Friday, and we're going to get the next plans of action, either in action or not in action. Who the fuck knows? But go check out our past content. Enjoy it. We're going to get shit worked out.
Excellent. And
Thanks,
That'd
Huddy.
be awesome.
as always, I'm Huddy.Hubs. Until next time, we shall see you anon and stay spoopy. Adios.